Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So this is the second video of the Bihar episode, State Decoded. So in this video I'll be talking about the topics like the migration and the job opportunities or uh, the basically overall livelihood opportunities which people in Bihar get. And what is the problem that many people migrate from Bihar to different states, and the problem is quite evident, and the migration percentage is very much high as compared to the other neighboring states. So why is it like why it is like this? And there are many reasons. So since this whole series is going episode by episode, so in the first episode I talked about the education system. In that education system, I talked about uh, the problems with the placements. There are no placements in the colleges basically. It's like this term is not used even there. So there is no term like placements. You have to work hard, and so there is a craze of government jobs in Bihar. Like it's like they are crazy about it. So you must have heard from different people that many Biharis are into this government job because due to the lack of opportunities in the private sectors or some of the like good white collar jobs which you say, they are bound to go towards the competitive exams, and the competitive exams are done by the government for their government job vacancies. So there are many people who get into this. So in Bihar, there are two types of migrations. Okay, you have to understand the first type of migration is that of those who get into the services of government through this examinations, through various examinations like RRB, railways, UPSC, SSC. So through these examinations, many people just get out of Bihar. Many students get out of Bihar. And the second migration is type of the working class or the labor class migrations. So why does this happen? First reason, the first case I have told you about the lack of educational infrastructure in Bihar. Because of that, many people like get into getting master's degree from different colleges of India, or they fall into this exams craze, government job craze. So they get into this. Now the left criteria, now the left students or the left people who are not able to get education or something like that, they are not qualified for the jobs. What happens to them? Like in different states, there are many facilities. Like there is some industrial places, there is some industrial growth, but in Bihar, it is very difficult to like survive basically because of the lack of opportunities in different sectors, specifically the industrial sectors or the factory sectors which you talk about, which includes both organized and unorganized sectors. Specifically, the unorganized sector I'm talking about. So if you talk like if in Bihar, if you see like the places there is like short of these infrastructure, and the wages is also very less. So like chunk of the workers or the people who tend to work in factories or industrial areas, they move towards the different states where they have opportunities. And the one of the favorite states are Maharashtra, specifically Mumbai area, having a lot of opportunities, and Delhi, the basically NCR, NCT area. Since there are many opportunities, they get jobs there, and Delhi has more basically migration rate from Bihar because it is close to Bihar, not much far away, and the language barrier is not much a problem there. So you must be thinking like the migration problem is from everywhere. Like people from different states go to different states for work. But in Bihar, it is maximum, I could say this, because the opportunities are very less. Like there are no opportunities there. And I don't know why. Maybe they are working on this. The government is working for uh, improving the infrastructure for the basically many factories or industrial things, but it is not happening at the ground reality. The problem with this is you must have heard during the COVID times, people were going back to their homes, and the chunk of people belong to UP and Bihar. Uttar Pradesh government did a great job in providing some employment to them. I'm not saying that they did it 100% well, but they were able to do it comparatively better than Bihar. Like it's not better, it's better than better because they were able to give employment or they were able to make those people stay in the state and work for their state. But in the case of Bihar, there were news reports when they were given facilities for like special trains were introduced and the special bus services were introduced by the government of Bihar and government of different states to make those people reach back their homes. After this happened, like if they reached their home after 5 to 6 days, they were again they were telling the people, or they were telling the officials, like they want to go back to their place where they were working because they were getting some amount of money for working there. And since the lockdown is going to like open from in some days, so they need to work. So again, after 5 to 6 days, some people went back to the state from where they came. And these are not, I'm not making this up. These are the stories or news stories which you read. And this is real. Basically, many people came back and they again retreated from where they came because there is, or there are no opportunities in Bihar, and this is a problem. And the second problem, which is related to this, is the population growth, or you can say the population density. According to the last census of 2011, Bihar had the highest population density in India. And being a state which is not much developed, at the same time not having a good uh, terrestrial area, having so much population density is again a big problem. And this problem is like the major contributing factor to this, the lack of opportunities. If government helps something, like if there is no, like talking about the government, the private sector also does some more type of industrial and factory type of growth in the state. After they do this, there is some problem, like you cannot produce opportunities for 100% of the people. It is impossible, I agree. But in Bihar, the two extreme problems like coincide with each other. The first problem is the lack of industrial infrastructure. The second problem is the population growth. And both of them are like go hand in hand, and the problem just erupts like a volcano. And during this COVID episode, it was evident to the nation that what happened about the people who were like trying to get back to their homes. So the migration is one of the problem, and the labor class, or the people who work as a like daily wages worker, are more in this migration sector. The second part, as I have told you, the white collar jobs, or you can say the government jobs or the private sector jobs, where people in Bihar don't get this opportunity. Like there's nothing of no opportunity except the government examination or government jobs. You must like there's no way like a big company MNC will set up their what you say Indian part in Bihar. It is impossible. Now it is impossible. I can say this in Bihar, setting up an MNC or setting up an Indian level good um, company is a bit hard, and I'm going to tell you why. And for the entrepreneurs, this is again a big task, and I can tell you why in the next video if I get a time. Obviously, in this video, I'll try to do this, but let's see what happens. So the migration is one of the problem. After what happens? So the education system is gone. People get out of Bihar, and the low educated people, they are forced to get out of Bihar because there is no opportunities there. And the people who want to work in Bihar due to again no opportunities, they also get out of Bihar in search of work, and they get work somewhere in UP or Delhi or Maharashtra or Madhya Pradesh, depends upon where they are. And the population boom is one of those problem, a big problem basically, and which is not being addressed. I think so. It needs to be addressed, and so it is creating a huge problem and mess in the state of Bihar. So the second point is like what happens basically. What happens is that you must have seen the video of those bridges collapsing like twice in a year basically, and it is happening again and again. You must have like it was very what you say common in India few years back that a bridge collapsed or something like that. But in Bihar, it is like very common. I would say very common, and the infrastructure is like I don't know why that bridge a bridge can collapse twice, and that company has many tenders around all over Bihar, and I don't know whether they have done some type of a check on that company or not, because it is dangerous. Basically, it is very dangerous, and in social media, it is like again a good meme template to use for Bihar. It's like it's very common there, and it happens once in a while. So it is not so shocking for them to see things like this, like bridges collapsing and things going out of hand. So this is very common, and the corruption is at peak. There's no doubt about it. In Bihar, corruption is at peak because if there was no corruption, I don't think so. The problem was like this, whether it is education system, whether it is providing job facilities or providing any type of opportunities. Factories are getting shut down day by day, and they are like I think so. Like now they are facilitating them to do some things, but It is very common. It was very common, I would say. And the factories are nothing. There's no industry like that. There are many like specific things going on there. You must have uh, got to know about this fox nuts, which are called makhana all over India. It is there is a research lab in Darbhanga. There are many players, but there are very less Biharis there. So it does not depend, but there are many opportunities. You can't say that there are no opportunities. But the problem is with the government and the people living there, specifically the people. And the corruption system, which I'm going to tell you, is something which is very, what to say, dangerous to speak on. But I would like to speak this on the topic, and this is what I have. I won't be taking the names, obviously, in this sequence, but I will be telling you some of the real stories, right? In a city in Bihar, there are many lands which are claimed by the Nagar Nigam of that city, and at the same time, it is claimed by many big Bahubalis of that city. So this is a very normal thing, right? It happens. But a very like something very unique is that in that place there are that person who is termed as Bahubali. He built his hotel there. Okay, it is a restaurant hotel type of thing. He built it, and it is working and it is functioning on that Nagar Nigam machine since long. And after that, in the heart of the city, some land got some land got to sell, like it was of Nagar Nigam only. But due to that land, there is going a gang war. Basically, AK-47s are used everywhere. They are going to kill anyone anytime. Like it's very common. Basically, the crime rate is very common there. And the problem with them is that if you don't give them money, or if you are not able to like manipulate them on a good scale, you are going to get killed. This is very, very, very evident. I'm going to tell you why. There are many big businessmen who are getting threats, who are getting threat calls, who are getting killed and shot, killed and shot due to their famous. They are famous. They have money, and it is happening in all over Bihar. And this is why it is very, very difficult to like set up an industry there, since there is no order. Basically, there is no order, and if there is no order, there is very less possibility of implication of law, because the type of thing you listen, like I'm telling you this, that land is of Nagar Nigam. A third party Bahubali thinks that it is his land, and he made a hotel on this. After that, around that place, a land is being cleared up by the Nagar Nigam to make something, I don't know. And for claiming that land, there is a gang war going on where AK-47s are used. It is being fired all around the vehicles in the city marketplace during daytime. And like they are claiming things, like they are claiming things. Everyone in the city knows who is doing this, but the police is not knowing this basically. Obviously, they have political support. This is very common and this is very well known. Without political support, it is not happening. And whether the national parties are also there, nothing. They are all just messed up. Many cities were going to get this, what you say, aims, and aims was introduced in two cities basically, I think so. Bihar, in Darbhanga and Muzaffarpur, I think so. There are two cities, and out of those two cities, I don't think so. There's not much any progress in making those like infrastructure. You must have got to know about the encephalitis problem in Bihar. It happens during the summers. Just before, I think so, the lychee season basically, and just after the lychee season. Encephalitis is a problem of brain. Basically, it is a brain problem. I think so. It is very brain. People get brain dead. I think so. I don't have much information on this, but it is very common. Every year when I was in Bihar, I used to like read the headlines of this. Like seven children got killed due to this encephalitis. 8 children got killed today. And few years back, it was a very famous topic. Like many mainstream news channel media were in Muzaffarpur going into the hospitals, nagging the doctors. They were like doing some nonsense there. But there is a problem, right? And so it was announced that health infrastructure should be made available. But if you see the health or health related or something like that infrastructure in Bihar, it is zero. According to from the government side, basically, I'm talking about the public healthcare system or the government provided healthcare system. Private players are everywhere. There is no problem in private players. If you have money, you can get anything. But in Bihar, if you don't have money, it's very difficult for you to survive if you get ill. And Since I'm not saying that doctors are not well educated, they are, but they don't have the facility. In that video, in which Aaj Tak reporter got into the hospital talking about the children who are getting killed due to this, who are getting dead by this encephalitis disease, the doctor was unable to he was unable to handle the situation. Shortage of beds, shortage of oxygen meters, shortage of everything was just visible. It was visible, and there's no doubt about it. And after some time, it was announced that Muzaffarpur is going to get AIMS and Darbhanga is going to get AIMS. I don't know whether they have established an AIMS or not, but according to me, it has not yet been established, and they are waiting for the next catastrophic event. And it happened before 2020, so you can imagine it's been 3 years and there's no much progress. It's very common, and it's very common that they are not basically interested in these things. They are interested in only one thing basically, and that is caste system. How to improve your caste, how to show you in which caste you belong to. They don't care to work on the problems of people. So the corruption is at highest. It's at highest, whether it is MPs, MLAs, they all are into this, and the situation is going worse, and it is worsening day by day. And these things which I'm telling you, like the murders, the killings, it is not only about the gang wars. It is happening to normal businessmen who are functioning in Bihar. In the newspapers, headlines are always there that someone who is a owner of some hotel or something was tried to get he was being shot basically, and he just escaped from that place or something like that. People are using guns like they are in America. It's very common. It's like a Texas of America. It's it is like that in Bihar. Everyone uses gun. Not everyone, but the people who have some power, they are going to use this. And it's not katta. I'm not talking about the kattas or the basic handmade guns. Those are the real guns which are used by them, and that is dangerous. And if someone who has a good vibe or something like that, who thinks that he can or she can change this state by bringing out some development, doing some good things to the people, bringing out industries, investing in the state, on what basis are going to invest? If your life is at stake, if someone's life is at stake, who is going to invest in this state? And so, no businessman or no businesswoman is able to get at par with those Bahubalis who are in that city. And every city has a Bahubali, every city has its own culture, every city has its own caste network. And if you are out of caste network, you are going to get doomed. So there is a problem, like the people are problem. The people of there are not able, and if those who think like they can change anything, it's very difficult because political scenario is very, very harsh there. Whether it is political scenario or social scenario, both of them are very harsh. And now you cannot question the government. You cannot question your MP or MLA. You cannot question your those people who are making hotels or something like that on that government-owned uh, land. Because if you question them, most probably you are going to be in the headlines tomorrow. So it is so common. It is so common. See, I'm not saying that it is with every MLA MPs, but majority of them are like this. And if the majority of like them are like this, the state is doomed, and it is very much visible. So the corruption is at highest. The problem I've told you, and the problem I've also told you why people do not invest in Bihar. And so the lack of investment is seen widely. And the next topic, you must be thinking like there should be some like there must be some livelihood for them. So yes, agriculture is one of the major one. But the problem with agriculture is also very like alarming, I would say. The flood problem is very famous in Bihar. Every year flood comes. Okay, every year it comes, and there is a basin, drainage basin, which creates a problem. See, if I'm talking hypothetical, there must be a chance if I'm talking hypothetical. But I just read on the news some time ago, an article was published by TEDx basically. It was about the country Netherlands. It's like that they have the highest risk of floods, but by building dams accordingly, they were able to control it, right? But in Bihar, every 2 to 3 years, there is a major flood. Major flood means many people get out, they are forced to get migrate from their houses for months because they are not able to live there since the water level is so high. And every year there is a mini flood type of thing every year in Bihar. It is very common. The cities which are categorized into the smart cities, if you see the smart city of Bihar, you are going to laugh as hell. You just go there and just see the smart city. Many cities were kicked out of this also. Muzaffarpur being one of the example, I got to know that this city was kicked out of the smart city project. I don't know whether it is right now or not, but it was being kicked out at some time, at some point of time, because it is very, very risky task to do some development. Because if you are like going to demolish something, maybe you are going to get killed next day. So there is a lot of problem there, and I am laughing at this because this is the last option left. It is very hard to change things. It is very hard to change things there, and so there's nothing like honesty. There's nothing like honesty, and you have to deal with it basically. So the people are, and the I'm talking about the political scenario. If I take a talk about the political scenario, is that people are not at all interested in any of the parties. Like if you go to majority of people, they are like, whom are we going to vote? All of them are thieves, basically. So the thought of people are there. And obviously there are two type of people. The one categorized with the caste system, and in Bihar, caste politics is the major one right now, and was the major one. Caste politics is one of the major politics in Bihar. So due to caste politics, many people get votes, and they have this caste syndicate going around there. And the flood problem, as I told you, the problem is quite evident. So agriculture also gets affected by this flood problem, and the people are getting doomed. And so the people who are doing agriculture, their sons or their daughters try to get off the state because there are less opportunities there. I'm not saying that they are not able to do agriculture, but the flood problem is a major one. It comes every year in Bihar. Every year, every year basically it comes in Bihar. If you go there, the agricultural lands get turned into those like oceans basically. You are not able to like till horizon you are able to see like water and water everywhere. It's like that basically. So in when you are going to pass through NH, basically that Gandhi Setu NH, if you go there and if you just cross that area, you are going to see many people living on the roads because the area beneath is just water filled. It's been drowned basically. And after that, again, after some few months, like 3 to 4 months, they go back, and after a year, they come back. So it happens. And the government is unable to do something on this. And it's the capital. Patna is the capital of Bihar, and you can see the situation going right there. Very disturbing, yes, but this is the truth which is happening. And the story I'm talking about, this has been seen by my eyes, and this is not about any news report. I was there in jam. I was thinking, why there's so much jam on NH? When I crossed that area, when I was approaching Gandhi Setu from Hajipur side, basically, you can see people sitting on roads. People were living on roads because they were forced to live, basically. And it happens every 2 to 3 years there. So common, basically. It's not like once in a decade or once in a century. It's very common. And the government is unable to find a solution. So yeah, this is the case about the politics, and it's not the full politics I'm telling. In the next video, I'll be addressing some things more, and I think so. I'm going to make two or three videos more on this topic about the state Bihar. But the major problems I have covered, and there are more major problems going to come. So please share with your friends this video, and if you think that the video I'm making is logical, you can share with your friends. And if you think that there are some misconceptions to me or to you, or you think that I have said something wrong in this video, you can obviously comment down in the section below and tell me about your experiences by tagging on the video timeline. So thank you for listening and tuning in, and we'll meet in the next video. Thank you.